Hey adventurers, I want to be very clear. Badlands wants you. Meaning all airsofters are welcome so long as you play by the field rules, just like every other field. I want to make this video in response to some things I've heard from Speedsofters at CIA and BTA. These things I've heard appear to be a response from the Facebook post made by Badlands Gulf Coast Airsoft. This Facebook post was made in response to an incident that happened at Warzone Airsoft. This incident involved some Speedsofters, and refs got involved, other players got involved, the police got involved, and it was a whole lot of nonsense. So I won't be getting into the specifics of the nonsense at Warzone because I don't know everything that happened, and I'm kind of about positivity, so I'm kind of trying to mitigate some of that stuff from coming towards me. While I was at CIA most recently, I was speaking to a bunch of guys and gals, and the conversation switched to the Badlands opening. And it was switched on my part because I was telling them that I'm planning on donating. I actually already have donated a gas blowback Glock 17, a paddle holster, and one of my patches that I've ran out of. So that's actually a pretty good thing for you to get. But when I told them when I was doing all this stuff, their reaction was not what I was expecting at all. Their reaction was, why would we even want to go to a place that doesn't want us there? That didn't set very well with me. So apparently the Facebook post made by Badlands that was in response to an incident that happened at Warzone, they basically said they don't want Speedsofters at Badlands, that you'll be turned away instantly, blah, blah, blah. I talked to everybody at CIA. I read through the posts. I read through people's reactions to the post, stuff like that. I talked to individuals, and basically I could tell that the Speedsoft community was feeling like they were being outcast from Badlands before they even opened. So this was a shock to me. I decided to talk to the owner of Badlands. I also talked to the lead tech/lead ref at Badlands, and they both assured me that the post was incorrect and it was made in a response to what happened at Warzone, and that Speedsofters are going to be welcome at Badlands. Okay, let me say that again. Speedsofters are welcome at Badlands. Hopefully everybody hears that. So after I spoke with the owner and the lead tech of Badlands, I did go back, and I've been telling everybody in the Speedsoft community for at least 2 weeks now that you are welcome at Badlands. And when one of the owners of CIA, Mikey, awesome guy, once I told him that this was all basically a misunderstanding, Mikey said that he was going to be present at the Badlands grand opening, and he might even play a little bit. Now that made me feel pretty good. Okay, we were able to squash this little bit of a beef somewhat. I know the word hasn't gotten out to everybody, but I do want everybody to know that at least the owner of CIA believes me, and he's going to be there. Okay, that should be big for the Speedsoft community, knowing that one of the people that represents you professionally is going to be there representing you somewhat professionally, probably. You all know Mikey, he's a good guy. So to put everybody's minds at ease, if you identify as a Speedsofter, and you go to the Badlands grand opening, and for whatever reason you're turned away, for nothing else than just your style, the fact you wear a dye mask, the fact you got a HP pistol or something like that, I want you to let me know, okay? Because if you're getting kicked out because you're a Speedsofter, I'm going to go get my stuff, I'm going to gather everything up, and I'm going to head out with you, okay? I do not want to be playing at a field that excludes players for nothing else than the fact that they identify as Speedsofters. And I do that because I believe that this community is essentially made up of people who feel like outcasts. This is an outcast sport, no matter how you look at it. We should not and we cannot afford to be excluding people and using these perceived hierarchies within our outcast sport. It makes no sense to me whatsoever. I don't want to see anybody excluded from our sport, and I'm not going to stand idly by while people feel like outcasts in our outcast sport. I know that many, if not most, of our Speedsoft community are not only honorable players, but the Speedsofters make the game more dynamic and make it more interesting for me as a player. I believe that I've made it clear that this community is now and can continue to be a very positive environment for people of all ages. But, and here's the big but, we do have some negative aspects in our community that I do think that we need to address. So all this animosity between the Speedsoft community and Badlands and maybe Warzone and who knows how many other fields. All this stemmed from people in the Speedsoft community, and I give them those quotations because from what I can understand, Speedsofters, specifically competitive teams, they don't like this kind of antics. But there are people in that community that thrive on negativity. I've been informed that there are some players and teams that like to go to new fields specifically to get banned on the first day. It's some form of clout chasing that I just don't understand at all. But when this happens, when they're looking for the clout chasing, when they're looking to cause an incident, that ruins the day for a lot of people. And it puts us, the players, as well as the field and the field owners at risk. And it's all unnecessary simply to feed your ego. But they like to do all of this for clicks. They like to do all of this for clout chasing. And I know that the people in the Speedsoft community that I've talked to and that I respect, they don't like this form of clout chasing at all. So just to nip this in the bud, if you happen to hear this message or see this video, and I'm talking to the people that are looking to get banned from airsoft fields for clout, I want you to know that a lot of us in the community, if not all of us in the community, are sick of it. And I know that the people in the Speedsoft community are tired of having their reputations as well as their style tarnished by your bad reputation, by your actions. Now, more than a few Speedsofters and a couple Speedsoft teams are planning on going to the Badlands grand opening. They're planning on going there and having fun, playing with all of us, meeting new people, and shooting them. Beautiful. But they're also going to be there waiting for you. You see, your reputation has preceded you here. And the fact that all of this nonsense has stemmed from these few people that are just looking to get attention, I want you to know that they're sick of it. The Speedsofters specifically are sick of it. I just want you to know that these teams, these players, these Speedsofters are going to be at the Badlands grand opening. They have already offered to handle you. Okay, I'm not going to say who, but from what I've gathered, the Speedsoft community prefers to handle their own. And if you identify as a Speedsofter and you're doing this nonsense, well, it's not me you're going to be answering to. Okay? You're going to be answering to the Dymasks, the Speedy Bullets. And I think you know by now that you made quite a stir in the airsoft community, being that I've had to make this video talk on this whole matter. And I want you to know that I know who you are. Let that sink in a bit. If I know who you are, then it should be assumed that other players know who you are, other teams know who you are, and I know for a fact that a lot of the field owners know who you are. You see, we just got through a period of time where people wore masks out in public. They had that anonymity where they felt like they could do anything and they didn't have any consequences. So they would be able to do these terrible things thinking that it wouldn't come back to bite them. Well, unfortunately for them and unfortunately for you, the internet exists. And you use it frequently. Most who talk know who you are. We know your team names. We know your name. We know where you play. We know where you've been banned from. We know all the antics that you've gotten into. We essentially know your reputation. And I'm not going to be going into the specifics here on the players or the team names or anything like that, because I don't think it's the right thing to do. But I want you to know that the fields and the players are sick of this clout chasing nonsense. And you'll likely be turned away from the Badlands grand opening since everybody knows who you are. But if you happen to get through, I want you to know that many people are coming from CIA, from BTA, from all the fields in the general area. They're there for CQB. But I want you to know that there's a whole lot of people that are ready to throw you right out the door. And a lot of them are your fellow teenagers. So to end this on a positive note, I want everybody to know that we have yet another awesome field coming to the Tampa Bay area that is Badlands Gulf Coast Airsoft. Indoor CQB with an outdoor field to follow in the coming years. And we have another place where Speedsofters are going to be able to go, where they're going to be able to share their style in a positive fashion with other players. And we have another place to meet as friends so that we can focus on airsoft and leave the nonsense of the negative outside world outside. I am very excited, and I hope that all of you airsofters are ready for yet another great field in our general area. Oh yeah, we've also gotten pretty close to the 300 subscriber mark. I'm wondering if any of you can, or know someone who can, airbrush Spartan-style ads on myself and some fellow players prior to gameplay. I have an idea for my 300 subscriber special. So stay excited, stay positive, stay honest, maintain your integrity, and I'll see you on the next one.